Now look in the midst of the water, all by himself. Can you see him? Look at the high part. You see his chin, his mouth, his nose, his eyes? He's flat on his back with his face up.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The lower part, that is his belly.
Okay, yeah.
Creole Rock or Sleeping Indian?
Yeah. Sleeping Indian.
I'll start to tell you a little bit more of the history of the present-day name St Maarten. I said the present-day name because the name before St Maarten it was Swaliga. And Swaliga it means the land of salt. That name was given by the Arawak Indians who were the first settlers on this island. And they're given the name Swaliga, meaning the land of salt because of the many salt ponds you find on the island. We have a total of 12. The one back in Phillipsburg is the largest of them all. How the change came about? When Christopher Columbus discovered this island, he discovered it on the feast day of St Maarten. So he changed the name from Swaliga to St Maarten because of the feast day of St Maarten. And that was on the 11th of November, 1493. And before settling down to be Dutch and French, St Maarten changed hands 16 times. It was between the Dutch, the French, the English, the Spanish, all of them found on this little island. In 1633, the Spaniards overtook the island. 1644, Peter Stuyvesant was sent here by Holland to overtake St Maarten from the Spaniards. He failed to do so because he was answered with a couple rounds of shots. One of those shots caught him in his right leg. He had to be taken back on board a ship, and like a potato, thrown overboard for the fishes. Then he went on to Curaçao, then further on to New Amsterdam, which he became Governor General. And New Amsterdam is which we call today New York. And he's better known as Piclet Pete. Now when he lost his leg is the beach that I told you to keep in mind. Ever been to Manhattan?
Of course, yeah.
There's a town and a school named after him. Stuyvesant Town, Stuyvesant High School, and Piclet Pete, as he was nicknamed. Now in 1648, the Spaniards finally leave St Maarten. After they leave, they left 4 people behind. 2 Dutchmen, 2 Frenchmen. And they decided not to fight over the island anymore. So what they did is they stood back to back at one point of the island and walked in opposite directions. Where they met up an imaginary line was drawn dividing the island into Dutch and French. As the men prepared to walk, the Dutchmen took along with them their Dutch gin, the Frenchman their French wine. As the men walked, they drank. But the Dutchman soon got tired. Sat down under a tree to take a rest, take a sip off of the booze, they soon fell asleep. They were sad to learn as they were walking that caused them 5 miles. So that is why we have 21 square miles on the French side, 16 square miles over on the Dutch side. Now to top off the shame, the Dutchman said it's not a quantity that counts, but the quality. And the reason why he said that was the Great Salt Pond. So see, we didn't take a walk to the St Maarten into Dutch and French. What it did take was a walking contest and a little booze. And here we stand today, delightfully Dutch, but fantastically French, but most of all, friendly. Now, whenever you come to this island, you'll always be welcome. And if you're lost tracks of your directions, feel free to ask anyone. There's always people there to show you the way. Also, in coming to the island, we have 2 things to offer you, which is a smile on the face, love in the hearts. And those are the 2 things that we were born with. No matter how hard Hurricane, Lewis, George, all the rest try to take it from us, we couldn't do so. But right about now, there's so much love you have in your hearts. By turning to the partner next to you, to the neighbor, to the friend, give them a hug, a shake and a kiss, and say, I love you. Come on. Show a little love in your home. Really, this morning I can say I saw some fine examples, eh? Take a look to the left. See the street here? That street is just filled with pure restaurants. Over 70 restaurants on that one street. Now to show each and every one of you how much love I have in my heart, don't get scared, I won't get it from here. But a little later down, it will be something that will be coming straight from the bottom of my heart. Grand Cause is better known as the restaurant capital in the Caribbean. It's here in Grand Cause, you can find most of our restaurants, you can find restaurants of all sorts. There's some of the public schools that are here in Grand Cause. Also, you're going to see a little small airport we have on the French side called L'Espérance Airport. Espérance means hope. Hope you can find it, hope you can land on it. But the French, as they usually are, calls the airport international. And it does so because they make 1 or 2 flights a day to the Dutch side. Also, if I had my home built on one side of the border, my sister just on the other side. To make a telephone call, it's considered international. You get a little time delay. So it's a whole lot cheaper. Open up your window, scream out at your sister, or drive over by your neighbor. It's a lot cheaper that way. Also, to make a telephone call from right here on the French side all the way to Martinique, Guadeloupe, which is going overseas, that is rated as a local call. I don't know how to get that one done.
Jeez.
Take a look to the left. Let's cross airport. If we do miss the runway, in the southbound. See the windsock back there? That's it, eh? Off to the right is a white building. It was first intended to be a hotel. As the years changed, it changed to an apartment complex. Now let's go back to the left. In the back of those hills to the left, you have a very beautiful hotel called the Meridian, a la habitation where the former President George Bush and the late President François Mitterrand of France met for a brief summit back in 1989. You won't be able to see the hotel is right in the back of the hill. Feel free to leave anything on the bus, will be safe. When you get back on board the bus, please stay back in the same respectful seats. All of the seats are numbered. Our bus number is G19. I'll give you the exact time that we're going to be back on board the bus. We're going to be leaving here at a 11:15. Am I correct? A 11:15? No?
Yeah.
A 11:15?
Yeah.
Okay? A 9:45 right now, right? 11:15, which means 11:1.
Fat quick.
Fat quick.
Fat quick.
Fat quick. Fat quick.